Today we're going to talk about fabric wrapping paper, and I'm going to show you what I bought, how I'm going to cut it, and all that fun stuff so you can try it too. I wanted to give fabric wrapping paper a try. First of all, because it will cut down on a lot of trash, and it'll be easy to just have it ready to go every year and not have to get more wrapping paper, so it'll save some money too. And I also thought it would be a really nice tradition that would become hopefully nostalgic over the years if they're recognizing the same fabric year after year. Just another familiar thing that we can all look forward to together, and I thought this would be a fun, easy way to do that. Now, another thing you need to know is that every Christmas we like to do this fun tradition with the kids where they each have their own unique wrapping paper. So like my oldest will have all his presents wrapped in one paper, the youngest all his are in another paper, and it's been a really fun thing. So I wanted, when I do this with fabric wrapping, to be able to continue that tradition. And I also know that we, in our family, we do the 4 gifts. So each kid is going to get 4 things: something they want, something they need, something to wear, and something to read. So I know I'm not going to need to wrap more than 4 items at this point in our lives, but I also know I don't know how big those items are going to be, so I want to have a few more than 4 pieces of fabric of various sizes, so I have the option to wrap whatever I need to wrap. So I made my best guess of how much fabric I would need to be able to do that without way overbuying more than we'll ever need, and I decided to go with 3 yards of each print, and I'll show you how I'm going to divide that up in just a minute. So I went to Joann Fabric to pick out our fabrics because they have a pretty good selection, and I waited until after Christmas 2023 to do that because I was waiting till things started to be marked down, and it worked out great. It worked out great, guys. I was thinking I would just get a couple prints for now. We'll add more next year as we go to try and spread out the cost, but it ended up being so cheap that I kind of wish I had bought more. They're already on sale, and then when it rang up, it took an extra 20% off of what it already had said, which I didn't know was going to happen and was awesome. But I got, for now, I got 5 different prints. These 2 are cut already. But I got 5, and we have 8 people in our family, so ideally in the long run I would like to have 9 different prints, so I have a print for everyone and then a separate print for family gifts that are for everyone to share. But I was able to get 3 yards of each of these, so 15 yards total, and I only paid $26.61, so pretty good deal. So now I'm going to back up a little bit and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm cutting these. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I've been cutting this. Like I said, I have 3 yards of each print, and I'm trying to divide it so that I can wrap at least 4 gifts per child out of the print. So here's what we're going to do. For the first piece, they usually get 1 larger item for Christmas, so I'm going to start with 1 larger piece. My yardstick's broken, but this is about a yard. So the first piece, I'm just doing a whole yard, give or take. And this is just for wrapping, so we don't need to be exact. We can just eyeball it. That's pretty straight right there. Pretty straight. So that will give me, once it's open, 1 big piece for 1 big gift. Then the next thing I've been doing is just folding it corner to corner like this to make squares and cutting right along that line to give me some smaller square pieces. And these look like they'll be a really great size for like clothing or books, smaller items. And then I just go along the fold right here. This is the folded edge, and I'm cutting right along the fold to split it into 2 squares like that. And then with what's left, listen guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I've been kind of just dividing this in half, like so. Straightish. And then 1/2 I've been leaving just as kind of a longer piece for any odd shaped things. And the other half I've been cutting again down the fold to split it into 2 of this kind of size rectangle. And I figure this gives me, they're probably most of the time going to have 4 gifts each, and this gives me 6 different pieces to work with at various sizes. So hopefully it all works out in the end. And you know what? It's fabric, so if I have regrets, I can sew it back together into a big piece. And then it's quilting wrapping. Fancy.
Are you going to do another?
So I just ran this through the sewing machine, and I just did a simple like rolled hem on it, just enough to keep it from fraying. Doesn't need to be fancy again because it's wrapping paper, but that's it. So I just wrapped a couple books off the shelf, and it turned out pretty cute. So I'm pretty excited. So this is the gist of wrapping with it. Instead of doing the traditional wrap like that, you can do that and tie it with ribbon, or you can turn them to the corners. You can fold the first 2 corners in, and then the second 2 corners, when you fold them in, you just tie them like that. It makes a cute little bundle.